Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hunt for Harmony.
Welcome. We welcome all the new viewers, and thank you for tuning in tonight. And we hope that you will get some things from us that will help you in your marriage.
Who is us? We are James and
James
Joshua Hunt.
This is Joshua Hunt.
We are the Hunt for Harmony. Continue.
So, to get started, just to be clear, we're not counselors, we're not pastors, ministers, we're not therapists. We consider ourselves marriage coaches. And what we do is we take our experiences and share with you some things that may have helped us in our marriage. We've been married 27 years, last week actually. And I thank God for that 27 years. It wasn't an easy 27, but he helped us get through it, and he can help you get through it as well.
So welcome. If you haven't seen any of our other videos, we invite you to please take a look. Going back
April of last year. April 2.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so about a year. About a year ago.
It's been almost a year now.
So yeah, we invite you to take a look, check those out, see what you like, what you don't.
And if you don't like it, share it.
Please do. Share with us.
It may share with us, share with other people.
Because it may not be for you.
Exactly.
It may not be for you. So, last week we spoke briefly about
mending the rift.
Mending the rift. And do you know, the next day I got to school and there were so many more stories. So many more. Fresh news stories. At any rate, mending the rift. And I myself saw opportunities for rifts to be mended over the last week. And I just took to prayer because I knew, God was going to deal with it. But it was just interesting. And that's funny. And I don't want to get off topic, but when you start talking about something, when you start praying about it, you bring it about. And the old saying, you bring about what you talk about. And it was brought about.
Well, some of you may not know what Mending the Rift was about.
Well, go watch the video.
I was ready to say. Yeah, go back and watch the video and you'll know exactly what she's talking about.
Anyway, moving on. Today we're going to be talking about love. Very simply, love.
And again, some of you might say, "Oh, I already love my spouse," or but
I would wonder.
Oh, I've heard this before.
Do you?
But as she pointed out to me, as Christians, when you go to church or Bible study, you hear certain scriptures over and over again, but a lot of times it gives you a different meaning, or it reveals something new to you. So even though you may have heard something similar to what we're talking about tonight, it might help you, bring on a light bulb or something to you to help you, as well.
Well, also in marriage, you'll find that I say in marriage because of course we are focusing on marriage, but I think in life in general, you know what it is that you should do or that you need to do, but you don't always do it. Sometimes you forget. So a refresher is always a good thing.
True.
That being said, love. And not just love, but love always.
Right.
Love always. And when you really, hopefully by the time we're done with this, we won't be long, but by the time we finish talking about this, hopefully you'll see that there are so many opportunities where that love always could be your response or the way that you approach or deal with the matter, but it's not always what you do. Because it's easier to do other things.
I guess,
and can be more satisfying to your flesh to do something else, I might want to cuss you out as opposed to turn the other cheek.
Well, love is typically the missing ingredient when you are having disagreement, or some kind of quarrel with your spouse.
Right.
The Bible talks about us being the salt of the earth. and how, salt, what it does for food, it brings out the flavor in the food. So you or your spouse or both of you need to view love as that salt. Okay. When something's going on, you're fighting or disagreeing about something and everybody's angry at one another, think, I need to be the salt. Okay. I need to bring the flavor back into this marriage and do the things. And it is a hard thing to do, but you have to remember that what's going on right now, you've been married 10 years. What's going on right now is minor, compared to things that you've probably already gone through and you just don't reflect back to see it. But think back to, hey, we've been through much worse than this.
Right.
This is nothing.
Right.
So.
But I think a lot of times what happens is you end up feeling and going with the emotion of the moment because you're upset or you're sad or you're mad or you, whatever the emotion is. But I always say to people, emotions are dumb. You cannot trust your emotions. Emotions cause you to do things that you just normally wouldn't do if you weren't feeling emotional or if you weren't feeling that emotion. So if you love always, if you get back to that, then it's easier to be that seasoning, to be that salt that he's talking about, to bring that out of someone else. It ain't my job to bring that out of him. Yes, it is.
I say, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And it's his job.
His job to do the same for you.
Yeah.
It is. And it seems like a very selfless act, but it really is selfish in the sense that you benefit from it.
Right.
So it may be the difficult task. It may be the thing that is so hard to do, but love always.
So I know that sometimes the issue, something that makes it complicated to go back and do that is you've already set penalties for the misdeed. The misdeed, yes. If he does this, then I'm doing this. Or if she does this, I'm doing this. You got to get rid of those penalties. There can't be penalties.
Right.
Any misdeeds done need to be dealt with in the proper manner. But if there's a penalty, you've already, you've already established how you want to deal with it. But that doesn't work for the marriage. So if you have these penalties, get rid of them.
Yeah. Because they are designed to make you feel better about punishing someone.
Right.
Instead of forgiving someone. And as long as you feel like they deserve to be punished, you just continue to inflict that pain. And
it doesn't help your spouse at all.
No, it doesn't help you and it doesn't help your marriage.
Now, look at it this way. Think of all the prisons being built. These people...
Because love is an institution. Marriage is an institution.
It's an institution. But you have someone commit a crime. It's already established that they're going to jail for 50 years. Okay? You put that person in jail for 50 years, but when they get out, they're not good for anybody. Because the proper things have not been done to deal with why it happened.
Right.
So just something to get you to kind of look at a little bit differently. You got to get rid of them.
That's true. Now, so if love is often that missing ingredient, and I hope by now you see that we're not talking about just that romantic love that you have for your spouse. This is something much deeper than that. Much, much deeper than that.
It's that God-given unconditional love.
Right, it's that
love.
Unconditional love.
Yeah.
And for us, Jesus is love. So if you don't have some Jesus, it is going to be difficult to do this thing because you are first, usually we're human, so you're first thinking about how you're going to satisfy this anger that you're feeling or this pain or betrayal or whatever it is. Your first move is going to be satisfying that. But when you stop and you say, okay, love always, then it's no longer that. It's not you satisfying your desire to get back at someone or to make them suffer for what they did to you. Your love always is forgiveness. And it's tough.
That's very hard to do.
It is very hard.
Very hard to do.
Very hard. But I would encourage you, if you are a Christian, that you will have some things in place. And yeah, if you're a Christian, have some things in place. If you're not a Christian, I really don't know what you would do.
Well, I think first you should,
Become a Christian?
No, not
Oh, okay.
not necessarily become a Christian, but people try all these different things to try and make something work.
Right.
They'll do all these. Just try 'em. Why not just pray and ask the Lord Jesus Christ to come into your heart?
I said become a Christian.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it as you got to become a Christian.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying try it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because really the level of forgiveness and selflessness that is required.
Yeah.
It's
almost humanly impossible.
That's what I was ready to say.
Yeah.
That it's not humanly possible.
Yeah.
So, it's a tough one. It's a heavy lift. It's a very heavy lift, but it's so important. So important.
But you can change
But you
it.
know what? Well, I guess it's because you're a kid. I was ready to use the analogy of children because people have that love, that unconditional love for their children. But I guess it's because it's from you. It's your child.
Yes. Maybe.
Because this person that you're married to, you came into one another's lives eventually, at some point, but it's not like you were born into one another's lives.
But you have to think too, kids are so pure at heart and they're not going
But
to.
even when they get older.
Well, but they're not going to intentionally do anything to hurt their parents.
Right.
Versus somebody who's older, who is not of you,
Right.
and doing things, and you look at that totally different. Yeah.
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 So love your spouse the way you love your kids. Actually, love your spouse better than the way you love your kids.
Better than you love your kids, exactly. Because
That
your kids going to leave. They're going to be out. They're going to go have their own families, and it's just going to be you. So love your spouse so it can be the two of you.
True. But yeah, maybe think of it in that way. Because, you know how much you love your kids. And then you go like, you want me to love this person like I love my kids? My kids? Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. So then finally, if you commit to yourself, and not necessarily to your spouse, but you commit to yourself that you're really going to try to love always. As things come up, you're going to really try to love always. Then you need to come up with some type of woosah, some type of recentering routine for yourself to remind you that you're getting back to love always. Okay, I said I was going to love always. So whatever it is, I know this used to be real popular, and it may still be. We don't have any more. A rubbing stone. You remember I used to have all those rubbing stones? Yeah. And a rubbing stone it's just a little rock, a flat rock, and it has a word or a term or something on it. And you keep it in your pocket with you all day. And as you reach into your pocket, you touch it, it reminds you that you're focusing whatever it is that you've written on the rock. It might be forgiveness, it might be love, it might be patience, whatever it is. So find something, come up with some type of routine that recenters you and helps you to remember love always. So in that difficult time, when you're with your spouse and they're doing something that gets on your last nerve.
Because it happens.
Yeah. It happens. Then you can love always.
And love always, too, is like, you have to remember in marriage, having a better marriage is not about your spouse. It's about you.
Oh, wait.
It's about you.
You mean getting to that?
Yes, getting to that.
Okay. Yeah. It's not about spouse.
Yeah, it's about you and fixing what you can. And if your spouse does the same thing, then there's going to be harmony.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there will be some disagreements, but you'll view it in a different way.
Mm-hmm. And you move through it.
And you go right through it and keep kicking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So focus more on yourself and what you need to do, in this journey.
Right.
Because it's a journey.
Mm-hmm. And it can be a pleasant journey.
Yes.
So love always. Come up with a routine. Come up with something to help recenter yourself, to remember.
I guess this is something you're going to have to do for the next week until you're going to have to do that and make sure you recenter. That's the key. You got to be able to do that. So
It can be whatever you want, but just come up with something, because this is not a natural response to irritation, anger, frustration. This is not a natural response. So you're going to have to force yourself to do it until it becomes
natural
discipline.
Right.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all I have. And
I have no more.
we thank everybody for viewing. We ask you to visit our website, www.harmony.com. And you mentioned last week that we were going to be transitioning to YouTube. So we'll keep everybody abreast of that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you next week. Please share, and share some more with family, friends, colleagues, so that the stuff might help them too.
Yes.
All right.
Please share, please like, and stay tuned.
We'll see you next week, 7:30, Hunt for Harmony.
Bye-bye.
Take care.